Okay, just doing a bit of a walk around on some of the controls on the jet car. So, there we go. Just in here, turn that off. Right, first of all, we've got a main power shutdown switch, or main power switch, which is down the bottom there. But when you get on the inside here, turn that on, that basically lights the dashboard up and powers everything up here. Now, first of all, down here we've got the burner pressure, fuel pressure. We've got engine oil pressure here, percent gauge, and a temperature gauge, exhaust gas temperature gauge. As well as that, on here we've got the hot streak, and that's actually hooked to a relay that does about 0.8 of a second, as far as I can work out or remember. Now, so far as the levers go, this one here is your throttle, like your engine speed. This one here is your afterburner, clunk clunk, and this one here is your parachutes, or the parachutes. So what happens is when you're going down the strip, get to the end there, you slam that shut, that'll fire the first chute, shut the engine down and turn the burner off. On the other side here we've got another two levers. This one here is for your secondary chutes, if we need them, plus it's also hooked up to a bypass valve that bypasses fuel from the fuel control to the back to the tank to shut the engine down. And this one here is like a fuel tap, and this shuts all the fuel down for everything. Alrighty, so we'll keep going down here. Now we've got the fuel control here. So I think it's made by Holley. I have to check that, but the fuel comes in at the bottom here into the pump section, into the fuel control, or sort of control unit, and the fuel comes out of here to go into the engine. That's bypassed off here, which actually comes off and runs the hot streaks, or through a solenoid here first off, and then up to the hot streaks up on top. So as we walk along, we've got two igniter boxes, and they run the igniter plugs down here, and there's one on the opposite side as well. And the tank there, that's engine oil. Now if we keep going down here a bit, that's parachute drums. That's the back end of the afterburner, and that is exactly 18 inches on the inside, which is what I've just measured. We'll keep going down here. That's the fuel inlet for the afterburner ring, so the fuel comes down here at lots of pressure and goes through into the afterburner ring. Now, as we get down here a bit further, when the fuel comes out of the fuel control on the other side there, this is the bypass valve. So normally it'll come out of here, go through this regulator, and then down into the engine. But if you hit the lever on the inside, it'll actually bypass back to the tank, so shutting the engine down. This here is your main fuel off, so that actually cuts all fuel from the tank to go to everything. So at the moment it goes into this, across to the other side, into that Y piece there, and half it goes to the fuel control and half to the afterburner. This is the shuttle valve for the afterburner, so sliding that backwards and forwards turns the afterburner on and off. Most of the other governments is to do with the oiling of the engine oil system. And down here, this tank, this is the puke tank for when we actually shut it down. It dumps, a couple of litres of fuel out, and rather than dumping it on the ground, we dump it into that tank so we can catch it. Starter motor, fuel tank, maximum allowed is 110 litres. So yeah, I had to make a new tank and get it a bit smaller, but that's done. And that is about it.